Yes, so now I should be
is now being recorded.
Yes, it is. Awesome. Okay, so let's get this show started. And this is Erin O'Day from the Career Center, and she's going to fill us in on all the wonderful services that they have to offer. And I'm going to let you take it from here.
Great. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Erin O'Day. I'm the Employer Relations Manager here in the Career Center. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about how the Career Center is not just for seniors, but really we work with all students from their freshman year. Even after you've graduated, we still have some resources available to you. So the Career Center is located on the second floor of the Lightsey Center, right next door to the Registrar's Office and Academic Advising, if you're familiar with either of those spaces. Here's our hours. We take appointments, so you can always call us and come and meet one-on-one with somebody. We also really encourage you to utilize what's called our drop-in hours. And those are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 1 to 3:30. During that time, you can just pop in with a quick question, have us review your resume. Maybe if you're looking for internships, you need a little bit of assistance with the job search. Drop-in hours are a really great place to start. And then I'd also encourage you to follow us on social media because we post all of our different events and workshops going on those channels as well. So we have something for everyone, no matter where you are on your career path. Not just for seniors. Again, if you're thinking about choosing a major or maybe changing your major, or you're trying to figure out a career path that's going to be really exciting for you and a good fit for you, that's why we're here. So a few of the things we focus on, first and foremost, assessing values, interests, and skills. Because if you don't really know who you are and what you're all about, it's going to be very challenging for you to find a major or a career path that is going to be a good fit. We also help students to explore different jobs and paths, make decisions, and set some good goals. We talk a lot about how you can gain work experience so that when you graduate here, you do have a few things on that resume that you're really, really proud of that are going to showcase your potential, your skill sets, your knowledge, what you've been doing here as a student. We also work with you to build a network and, of course, to conduct the job search or perhaps plan for graduate school. So first on that list is assessing values, interests, and skills. We offer a few online resources. Most popular is the Focus, and this is for anyone. If you're just trying to explore right now, or you're curious about what an assessment might say about you, the Focus is a great place to start, and you can find this right on our website under the Student tab on the left-hand side, and then you can click on Career Exploration. And Focus is one of the first things that's going to pop up for you. The other two popular ones are the Strong and the Myers-Briggs. You might hear people talk about these as career tests. We actually don't like to use that word because a test implies that there's right and wrong, or that you can do well or poorly. And with an assessment, we're really focusing more on a gauge based on things like your skills, based on things like your values, your interests, and also your personality. These assessments are going to provide ideas for career paths and majors that could potentially be a natural fit for you. The career counseling comes into play where we actually sit down and talk about those results and discuss what from those results is most applicable to you. So there's not a magic assessment out there that tells you, it's like a crystal ball. Here's what you should do. This is the career for you. But that's why we're here, to help you walk through what those options might look like and to guide you in being able to choose the path that's going to work best for you. So to explore those paths, one of my favorite resources is What Can I Do with This Major? And you can find this resource by going to the Career Center website, main page, scroll down to the bottom, and it's located under additional resources. what can I do with this major is not only great if you've chosen a major and you want to see the different career paths commonly associated with it, but if you're thinking about a major or if you're exploring just all of your options in general. This has a full list of all the different areas you could possibly study in school, whether it's here at CFC or elsewhere. And that links you to a lot of external resources that talk directly about how you go about getting experience in those fields, and also how that major might break down into different paths. So it's an awesome resource to start out with. It gives you some great ideas whether you're seeking to figure out a major or whether you're actually out there job searching and you want to see what some viable options might be. We're big fans of LinkedIn in the Career Center, and we actually have a group on LinkedIn called the College of Charleston Alumni and Student Career Network. We'd encourage you to join LinkedIn and join that group. It's going to allow you to research and really peruse the different profiles of actual CFC alumni so you can see what they're out there doing. Where are they working? You can search to find people who majored in certain areas if you want to get a sense of, where do College of Charleston business majors go? Where do College of Charleston biology majors end up going? And what you'll probably find is that people go all over the place. We've got alumni all over the world. Job shadowing and informational interviewing is next on the list, and that's a fantastic way to start testing out different career paths. So shadowing is when you spend, usually it's about a half of a day, following along somebody whose career you're really interested in learning more about. An informational interview is the active piece of that where you sit down with somebody for 15 or 20 minutes and you're the one asking the questions. What do you enjoy most about this career path? What are some of the challenges? What does someone like myself need to do if I'm interested in getting into this field? Pros and cons, getting some advice can really be helpful in narrowing down your interests, because spending a little bit of time doing this sort of hands-on exploration will help you determine pretty quickly whether or not you can see yourself in this sort of a job or this sort of a path, or even this sort of a company. And then certainly we have several online resources, some of which I already mentioned there, that what can I do with a major in, but also different job search sites, internship sites that you can look through to get a sense of what's out there, including Cougar Job Link. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. That's our online job and internship board. It's important, no matter what, that you remember your major does not always equal your career. A lot of students put pressure on themselves to figure out what they want to do for life. Really, in school, you're here to get prepared for life, and the majority of people will end up changing their career path multiple times. In fact, the current generation is anticipated to change their careers over 5 times. And I don't mean jobs, but I actually mean careers. So in school, what's most important is that you choose to major in a subject that you're excited about, that you're interested in, that you do well in, because school is all about getting you prepared to learn and to continue to learn out in the real world. So don't be too stressed about that major. And if you feel stressed about choosing it and you do have a lot of concerns, please come in and talk to one of us about that in the Career Center. That is what we do. That is what we specialize in, helping you make that right decision for you. To gain work experience, everybody knows that internships are important these days. And they are, but internships actually fall under this umbrella called experiential learning. And that is essentially learning through experience. And internships might be one of the most popular ways to do that. But I also mentioned earlier job shadowing. That could also go on this list. But in addition, you've got research, co-ops, which is sort of where you're working and going to school at the same time. Study abroad, even national student exchange volunteering your time, whether it's a weekend or whether you do an alternative spring break, or whether it's something you're doing consistently through a club or organization even perhaps. How you're involved on campus, that counts towards work experience, believe it or not. And then certainly if you are holding a part-time job while you're in school, these are all things that will help you and should be on your resume to showcase your potential skills and what you're capable of moving forward. We also help students to get prepared for that job search, and I should really even say job or internship search, and to plan for grad school if that's something that you're considering. There's a timeline for grad school. There are all sorts of application materials, even test prep that you're going to need in order to attend grad school and apply for graduate school. We do offer career fairs throughout the year, and just pay attention to your emails and just pay attention to the Career Center homepage. We have everything listed on our Google Calendar at all times, so you can always check out and see what's happening for you and what might be interesting to you. Cougar Job Link I mentioned earlier, that really should be your number one go-to place to search for jobs, whether that's part-time or full-time, and to search for internships. We literally have hundreds of opportunities on there right now for you to log in and look through. If you need some assistance doing that, if you need some assistance kind of sorting through those options or want some tips on searching the system, drop-in hours, again, are a great opportunity to come in and get that assistance. Some companies even come to campus to do on-campus interviews. And again, you can find out about that and sign up through Cougar Job Link. But that's a pretty neat opportunity as well, where the employers are right here in your backyard, and you can come in and hear about opportunities and actually maybe even nail that job. All right, so no matter what it is you end up doing, whether it's going for a career opportunity or maybe it's going to grad school, you definitely need to develop a resume. And you're also going to need to write cover letters and prepare for interviews. And I don't just mean seniors. Again, this is all of you, anyone who is looking for an opportunity. It's going to be difficult to build that experience and get that experience on your resume if you're skipping these essential steps. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this in detail. Remember that your resume is what gets you an interview. The resume does not get you a job. And if you're not tailoring that resume, you're probably going to be looked over in the stack of resumes that employers get. On average, employers receive about 250 resumes per full-time position. So definitely keep that in mind. And while you want to stand out, you also want to follow the rules of resume writing. They're there for a reason, and hiring managers do take them seriously. There's not one perfect way to do a resume. In fact, the resume really needs to be your personal marketing tool. So if it doesn't adequately identify your skills, abilities, and interests and make that really obvious to an employer, then you're selling yourself short and you're almost wasting your time submitting that resume. So we want to encourage you to come in, utilize the Career Center. Drop-in hours are perfect to get started on your resume, to get that feedback. We also have a lot of resources on our website. Again, if you go to the Career Center website and click on the Student tab on the left-hand column, there is a section on resumes and cover letters. We have samples right there. We have do's and don'ts and a lot of tips. We prefer that you look that over, do your best before bringing in an actual printed copy of your resume. We can sit down and go over that together. If you feel stuck, if you feel that you're having a really tough time identifying what skills you have, that's where you may want to utilize the Focus 2. And again, that's right on our website as well. Cover letters. Yes, you always need one, okay? It's not optional. Even if you come across a job description and it says cover letter is maybe recommended or optional. I want you to read that required. If this employer is receiving multiple applications, which they are, and half of the individuals who are applying are taking the time to write an effective cover letter and the other half aren't, guess who's going to get the interview? So you can't really take that risk. You always want to write a letter, and you always want it to be personalized. I don't have time to get into how to write an effective cover letter today, but again, that resource is on our website, and it literally walks you through which each paragraph should be communicating and provides samples of how a cover letter should sound. At the end of the day, know that the resume needs to reflect your skills, knowledge, and abilities for that position, but the cover letter needs to communicate to the particular employer why you're interested in working for that organization and why you're the right person for the job. Next up, hopefully you're going to receive the opportunity to interview, and the Career Center is here to assist in getting you prepared for that interview. Everything from what to wear, how to introduce yourself, and even how to write an effective thank you note after the interview. We offer mock interviews, and we do that with our own staff. We also bring different employers and even alumni onto campus to do mock interviews with you as well. Again, just check out our calendar for that information. You can always call to sign up for one of those interviews. Interview Stream is an online resource that you can access from our homepage. It's, again, at the bottom of the homepage under additional resources. It's an online interview program where you can select the types of interview questions you'd like to practice. It will record your response to those interview questions, allow you to review and actually see yourself, see what you, maybe tics that you have, or if you really effectively answered those questions. And there's a lot of power to watching yourself and preparing for an interview. You can also forward that recorded interview on to a staff member in the Career Center, a faculty member that you're working with, or even mom and dad if you want some feedback. So that's a really great resource that you can begin using today. So if you need help getting started with any of the things that I mentioned, again, we work with all students at all different points in the career decision-making process. And no two freshmen are alike, no two seniors are alike. It's very individual to who you are and where you are in this process. And never feel badly about that. Some people get started earlier, some people, it takes a little bit longer. So we're here to help you with that. Come on in, stop in for drop-in hours, call us, schedule an appointment. Maybe take the focus and see what comes up. You can actually print out those results and bring them with you to an appointment or to drop-in hours so we can look at them together. Employer in Residence is another great program. It's a lot like drop-in hours, except you have the opportunity to sit down with an employer who is on campus that day. We've got a great list of companies who come in and do this, and it's different than traditional recruiting. They're really here to help coach you and give you feedback and advice on your resume, to talk a little bit about that particular company, career paths within the company, what their hiring managers look for in resumes, to do mock interviews with you. So it's a fantastic resource. Love for you to utilize that. And then certainly, I can't stress enough all of the different resources that are available on our website. And please read your emails. The Career Center does send out weekly newsletters telling you what's going on. It just takes a moment to click and see what could be on there for you. Again, we have something for everyone. And look forward to meeting you. Look forward to seeing you at some of our events. So thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Erin. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I will upload this and we'll go from there. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. That was perfect.
Sure, Lindsay. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.